And WENY political analyst Dr. Jim Twombly joining us this week to once again talk about some classified documents. But before we do that, Jim, just over the past couple of days, there have been a number of things that have happened. We've survived the longest battle for control of the House gavel since the Civil War, the fifth longest in history. We've watched an eerily similar series of events happening in Brazil, and there's been a summit of North American leaders in Mexico City. But today we're talking about another story that on the surface is very eerily similar to one we've seen as well. Just in the past couple of days, we've learned that a president has been in possession of some documents, some of them classified, at a location that is not the White House. But this time we are talking about Joe Biden, and those documents were found in an office closet at a think tank where he worked after he was vice president and before he became president. So, Jim, this feels like a little bit of deja vu here, and what does this news do for Biden's image right now?
Well, superficially, it is oddly similar to the news we got last summer about President Trump being in possession of these documents from his presidency at his residence in Florida. We should note, though, that there are some significant differences in that these documents appear to have been in a relatively secure location. Certainly not a skiff, but a locked closet in a locked office. There were some classified documents interspersed with others, but the number of items marked classified is rather small. Additionally, the lawyers that were working on clearing out the office space immediately notified appropriate authorities, and the National Archives then notified the Department of Justice. Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed a U.S. attorney from Chicago, a Trump appointee, to investigate how the documents got there and the reporting process. The archives retrieved the documents the very next day.
Okay, so there are some notable differences between these two instances, but this cannot be a good look for the Biden administration.
No, especially not now when the House of Representatives is poised to investigate anything Biden or his family has done. Nor does it look good that Biden was so critical of Trump over the Mar-a-Lago documents, but it does appear that Biden was not aware that the documents were ever there.
Okay, and so is there any legal liability for the president?
From what we've seen so far, it doesn't appear so.
Okay, and now why was there liability then for Trump?
The biggest difference here is the obstruction aspect. Trump or his staff first denied the existence of any documents, apparently tried to hide them from the archives and the Department of Justice.
Okay, but is it normal for presidential documents to end up in like this in cases for both Trump and Biden?
It is not normal for classified documents to end up at a former president's private home or office, but it has happened before. On occasion, there may be a dispute over whether a particular document, not classified, or item is the president's personal property or subject to the Presidential Records Act. We need to have a better way to do these things, to have these documents sorted out and packed away before a president or vice president leaves office, and not create these, to say the least, embarrassing moments.
Okay, all right.